because I want you. You look at Lindsay. I
I
love
should have
Lindsay.
told you I was gonna record it, and I just sorry.
You're the yin to my yang. Okay, so I joined 12 years ago, but so 2012. But prior to that, you guys, 2007, 2008-ish, I lived in a adorable house that I'm forever grateful for. I posted about it on my social media a couple days ago. I lived in a 1928 house that was tiny. I called it a shoebox. It was the size of my phone, okay? It was that small. But in that house, I I thought there is so much more to life than this. This is not what I signed up for. Like I know that there's more to life, right? And so, long story short, I made a dream board, a prayer board, a vision board, whatever you want to call it. Um, Taped it on my wall. It had all kinds of silly things that really did not matter to me. I just thought that they needed to be on there: makeup, clothes, purses, perfume, stuff I couldn't afford that I wanted. But also, it had a little house with a white picket fence and a little girl playing with her mom. Because A, I was tired of renting, and B, I wanted another kiddo, and I really wanted a daughter. I had a son and I was grateful for him, but I was miscarrying and just not able to get pregnant and have another kiddo. And it was emotional. And I know a lot of you can I guess connect to that in some sort of way. It may not be specifically that, but somehow. Long story short, I got dollar bills. I watched the Secret documentary. I taped dollar bills onto those concrete walls of that 1928 house and put zeros on it and made them $1 million bills. And I taped them all over. And I literally believed that one day I would somehow have millions of dollars and have a house that we owned and we weren't renting and a little girl. A year later, we closed on a house that came with a white picket fence, just happened to come with it. And 10 days after we closed on that house, my daughter was born. Right after that, I signed up with It Works. 15 months later, hit ambassador. I have made millions and millions and millions of dollars. The issue happened when I got comfortable. You see, when God gives you so much in abundance, it is really hard to dream more and bigger because it makes you feel guilty. And so I was at conference this year speaking to Cindy Pentecost, Mark's wife, and I was talking to her about this. And you guys, if you don't know her, go say hi to her. She's an amazing woman and she is shy, but she will talk to you and she will pray with you and for you. She's a wealth of knowledge. And I told her, I stopped dreaming because I don't know how to dream bigger. And she said, what if I would have stopped dreaming? What if Mark would have stopped dreaming? And so that kind of just slapped me in the face in the best way possible. And it reminded me about everyone that we do this for. This is not about me at this point. Um, and it's crazy because right after conference, I signed an amazing woman who's on fire. But while I was talking to her, it hit me. She is me 12 years ago. And everything that I wanted and needed 12 years ago, I have the privilege to show her and teach her so that she can have. And so it's not about me. I I don't get anything from sitting back and collecting a paycheck. That is not fun for me. And so tonight, as we're going through all of these prompts about really setting big goals, don't be afraid to, nobody's going to see anything that you write down or think. So don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. If you got the document, or actually, I guess I should ask, if you don't have the document, it's okay. I'll make sure that you guys get it. But everybody that I shared this Zoom with, I sent a document and it's just a workbook. I have spent multiple six figures on masterminds and workshops, and this one just blew me away and I wanted to share it with you. And so I'm going to walk through, what she says on it. But really, I just pray that it, first of all, makes you tap into your emotions because at the end of the day, this business, yes, you want success and you want, um, to promote and have amazing abundance. But really, at the end of the day, it's about helping others. And so when I got to ambassador in 15 months, I knew nothing about the comp plan. I knew nothing about sales. I knew nothing about how I made money, or I didn't even know how to chart, you guys. Literally, my only focus and goal was helping my team, helping my team, helping my team win and win, whether that was 500 extra dollars or win if they wanted diamond. I knew nothing. And so everything just happened because of my goal, I guess, in helping everybody. All right. So I'm going to walk through some really exciting things, and don't think anything of any of this stuff, honestly. Just really dig deep. And I don't know, if you cry, that's going to make me super happy, because those are the kind of emotions that I want you guys to evoke. So if you're ready to like dig deep, knock out some crazy big dreams together for the next 20 minutes or so, drop a two or a fire emoji. And I want you to really believe, you guys. I want you to believe with everything that you have in your heart that this is possible, that you can and will achieve it, whatever this is, whatever evokes that excitement, that emotion, because we have one life. Like, this is absolutely not a dress rehearsal. So please, please, please give your life everything you have. I don't care if it's just with this business, everything, your family, your hobbies are so important. You know, I forgot how much I loved to read until 2 years ago. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to start a book club. And it has made me so happy. And so your hobbies and things that you want to do just because you enjoy doing them for no other reason are valid and important too. Okay. All right. So first thing we're going to talk about is, sorry, of course, my computer freezes now. It's okay. I'll just read it off here. All right. So when your vision is clear, I don't know if you all, I don't know what ranks you are. Let me know where you're coming from and what ranks you are. Are you brand new? Are you 2 days in? Are you rubies? Are you diamonds? What are you guys? I want to know everything about you. All right. We got a double. Amazing. Doubles, life changing. Triple, emerald. Yes, rubies, diamonds, everything. Brand new, brand new. Oh, okay. This is perfect. All right. So I was just meeting with my son. He's 22 and he is finally like, I want to work this business, Mom. What can I do? And he started tonight. We had a 2 hour meeting. So it doesn't matter. Like, it took him that long, 12 years of watching his mom to be like, okay, I guess she does know what she's doing. All right, you guys. So first thing we're going to talk about is, when your vision is clear, strategy is easy. Um, I think that a lot of times we overcomplicate this business. I don't think, I know we overcomplicate this business so much. And so, um, I'm kind of to the point where it's not just about me or even my team. A lot of you guys are not on my team. You don't even know who I am. My name is Chantel Lyons. I want all of us to win. I want all of us to win, and I want us to all win together. And so when you overthink the simplicity of this business, it's gonna cause you to pause. It's gonna cause you, because it doesn't make sense how simple and duplicatable this business is. The wash, rinse, repeat, the consistency is what's gonna get you to everything you want in this business. Every rank is just a bunch of rubies. And so don't overthink any of that stuff. Keep it so simple and so duplicatable that you can do it in your sleep, that you can tell it to a kindergartner and they can do it. Okay. And so when the vision is clear, eliminate all the distractions, your strategy is easy. And so we have all the systems, all the pictures, all the products. Our products are incredible. Our comp plan is incredible. Everything, oh, did I freeze? Everything is amazing, but you have to put it forth the work and the action and keep it very simple and duplicatable. Don't overanalyze it. Don't make it more difficult than it is. Okay. Because that's when I started to flounder. I got to ambassador. Once your mind expands, it can never go back, right? I got to ambassador by keeping it very simple. I was not a big enroller. I kept it very simple. I focused on, back then we called it steps to success. Now we call it 4-in-1. My 4 customers, 2 to 3 distributors a month. And that's literally all I did. And I poured my heart and soul into mentoring them and teaching them to do the same. And it's like a deck of cards. I don't know if you guys have heard that analogy or if that's old school, but that's the analogy that always comes to my mind. You're going to have this deck of cards. Let me pretend this is a deck. You never know when you're going to find the next you. You never know when you're going to find the person, but every person matters. It doesn't matter if they want credible products at a discounted rate. It doesn't matter if they just want hobby money. It doesn't matter if they're me and they're crazy and they go insane and eat, sleep, and breathe this business because they get it, right? It doesn't matter. Everybody is valuable. Everybody plays a huge role. I am forever grateful for everybody that's come into my business, even if they're no longer here, because they're all important. They all played a role in my business and my success. And so your vision must be paired with your imagination, and it has to evoke emotion. And so when you are dreaming and putting forth like all of these goals, for me, that emotion was evoked when I saw the house, because I was like, how am I a college graduate and I'm still renting it? Like that was, I didn't want that. I wanted to own a house, and wanting that other child, and knowing that there was a journey to get there. And so in order for your vision to drive change, it has to evoke some kind of emotion. So, what are the things that make you emotional? Like, what are the things that you want in your life that are going to make you do the work to create that change? Um, and so, yeah, it was fun to like put a car and a dream house and a fun vacation, but that really didn't evoke emotion. That just seemed like it was what I should put on my dream board and prayer board and vision boards. The stuff that really gets you, though, is the stuff that you will work in a way that nothing else will make you work to make happen. That could be paying off debt. That could be, having somebody in your family that's sick that you're wanting to be able to take care of, but also provide for without having to worry about working. For me, it's my parents are getting older and they have surgeries, seems like every week, honestly, because things are breaking down. And so for me, it's important that I have the ability to be there for them if I need to be, but also financially take care of them, because they don't have a lot of money, and they weren't, taught the things. And so I wanted to be the one in my family to change that and create the change in my family and the legacy and the generations and all that good stuff. So this isn't about, fancy cars for me. It's about putting a line in the sand and telling my kids, like, this is where it changes. Like, we are not going to be, bad stewards of our blessings. Like, we are going to talk about money and talk about how much things cost and talk about what our incomes are and what your potential is. Not because I want my kids to feel like they have to do any and all that I did, but I do want them to know that in this life, they do have the ability to do what they want to do and live in a way that they want to live. And so for my son, music is his love. Like, he loves music. He's loved it since he was a little guy. And so he doesn't want to change the world and be a leader and create lots of businesses. But he sees that having this business and working to grow a team and create passive income will give him the ability to travel the world and share his music. Right. And so, like, for that to hit him was powerful. And it took him having the ability to find that on his own, without me having to like shove it in his face, I guess you could say. I'm trying to get this refreshed. I'm sorry, guys. This is really weird. My apologies. Give me just a second. Is there anybody that wants to say anything or is feeling anything? Like, drop a one if you have any questions. Or yes, I love Caitlin. She said amen. Yes. Perfect. Okay, here it is. It's finally up. Sorry. All right, so effective vision. So think about this, like, what do you want? Like, what are the things that you want? And brain dump all of this stuff. It doesn't have to be fancy or outlined, but like, what are the things that you want? And when you think about those things, like, how does that make you feel? And what's it going to take? I mean, I know for me, a lot of the things I had to face were fears, like fears of, what are people going to think about me? And what if I don't achieve these big, bold goals that I have? What if it takes me longer than I expected? So, what are the fears that you have? And like I said, nobody's going to read any of this stuff. Be honest with yourself. Um, what's a quick win? I know for me, when I started, there was no way I was thinking about, I mean, I really wasn't even trying to build a business. I thought I am working full time. I'm in grad school. I don't have time or money. And so I really just want that wrap. And so if I sign up and I make a little bit of money, at least then I could maybe get the product for free. So that's really the only reason I signed up. I had no desire or interest in even learning about the business, let alone working it. And so a quick win for me was getting a wrap and not having to pay for it. That's literally my quick win. So what is a quick win you could have? Is it paying off a small credit card? Is it having an extra $100 in your bank account every time you get paid and it's not going to zero? Like, is it getting your nails done? Is it being able to donate more to your church? Like, what is something that could be a quick win for you? And what's your daily routine going to be like? And so I know a lot of times we set daily schedules and we're like, yes, I can do this. I'm going to work all day, every day. That is not realistic. And so, really, like for the goals that you have, what are you willing to put into your business? Okay. So, like if you're wanting hobby money, then the time commitment is going to be a lot less than somebody that wants insane blowed out of the water, right? Although I will say, if you are good with your time, when I started, I was working full time and in grad school with a 1 year old and a 10 year old. And so I, it didn't really work my business very much, but the hour before work, the hour of my lunch break, and the hour after I did my homework at night, it was intense and it was focused and I knocked stuff out. I was on, we didn't have Zoom calls, but we had conference calls back then. I was on conference calls in my car at my son's baseball games. Um, and so even though it didn't take a lot of time, the little time I did have was very focused and intentional, and I was getting stuff done. Okay, so next, what do you want? So think about your absolute best life, your dream life. What does that look like? Like if you knew you could do and have anything that you wanted without failing, what would you have? And then nothing's off the table with this. Nothing is off the table. Nothing is too big. Brain dump. Like I said, nobody's going to see this. What would you have? Like, would you have? I mean, I wouldn't want a private plane, but you know what I would have? I would want like acreage and privacy and peace and serenity and a big pond, a wildflower garden. I would want the ability to travel anywhere I wanted to, like every 3 months, just to get away and refresh and reconnect to myself. Um, or maybe I'll take a family member with me or a friend too. But I like to travel by myself. I would want to like be able to sit and read a book anytime that I want to. Donate whenever I get like the hairs on my arm stand up. What are the things that you want? And then the next thing that you're going to have to ask yourself, well, you don't have to, but if you want to, what is it going to take? So like map out the steps that are going to take there. Like I said, there is no there's no wrong way to do this. When I started, I literally wanted the product and then I thought, huh, I got the product. Maybe I can make a few extra $100. And then I did that. And then I thought, well, maybe I could go Ruby. And then I did that. And so everything that I achieved, and I know a lot of leaders on here achieved, it wasn't like we signed up and thought, oh, I'm going to conquer this and I'm going to be amazing and I'm going to make all that's not what I thought at all. And so it all came in like little steps. My husband says this analogy all the time and I hate it, but it's so true. Like an elephant. And I hate it because nobody eats elephants. It's the dumbest analogy I've ever heard. But climbing a mountain, right? You can't climb a mountain without taking those steps. And so, what is that going to look like? You know, what actions do you need to make happen? What are some things that you might need to let go of temporarily to make that happen? I know for me, the fun stuff, I had to say a lot of no's those years that I was building, those initial 4, 5 years. There was a lot of no's, and I got a lot of kickback from family and friends. Um, because the light at the end of the tunnel was I knew that I claimed it. I knew that I was gonna succeed at this because there was no other way for me. Like it was like this decision was made, and I didn't care how long it took or how much work it was going to take on my end. I didn't care what other people thought. They didn't pay my bills or live my life. And so my focus was so laser focused that nothing was going to stand in my way, because my why evoked emotion, and my why wasn't money. It was time with my kids. Because at the time, my son was 10 and he had never had a summer at home, a Christmas break, a spring break, a Thanksgiving break. Every single time he had a break, he had to go to before and after school daycare. And I hated that. And it broke my heart. And so that is what evoked emotion with me, and my daughter being one. Nope, she's not going to have that life. She does not know what it's like to have a mom that's not there for her or be able to do whatever she needs to get done for her. She has no clue. She does not know what it's like to have that. And so is that drop a one if that evokes emotion for you? If you having the ability to show up and be where you need to be no matter what without having to clock in or ask for time off, that triggers me like, ugh, that's not it for me. That's not the life that I want. And it's not the life that I'm willing to have. I mean, I would if I needed to, but if I have something like this tool in my tool belt, why, you know? All right, so what fears are you going to have to face? Your fears are going to be your biggest roadblock in this, you guys, and just know that they're going to happen. Just know that this is not going to be something that is like awesome all the time. My 12 years in this business have been like crazy. There have been years that I have been literally crumbled up in my bed, just brokenhearted because of hurt and taking things personally, just stuff that was silly and I shouldn't have done. But I'm a very sensitive yellow person. And so, what are going to be some roadblocks and things that you know that you're going to have to face? What fears do you currently feel about that you're currently feeling that are going to be roadblocks in your vision? It's never going to be a clear path. Have you guys ever seen that meme that's like, the road to success? People think it looks like this, but it's really just like a hot mess. It's like scribbles all over the place. What positive vision mindset can you use to combat that fear? Drop some things in the comments. Like, what are some things that you think could combat that fear? For me, I know that God has given me the tools that I need to do to achieve what I need to do in this life. He would not give you guys the dreams or the goals. That was like my biggest aha at conference. He's not going to give you these big dreams and goals if he doesn't feel you're equipped to achieve them, you know? And so my prayer is often, oh, Kara said mindset. Look to my Father and trust him. Amen. Yes, absolutely. So like my prayer is always, God, if it's meant to be, open the door so wide open that they cannot be shut. And if it's not meant to be, slam it so shut, so hard that I could never open it, no matter how strong I am. Because I really do feel like I'm a quirky, weird person. Like people are like, why are you like this? I don't know. I don't know. And I used to be so embarrassed and feel so weird by it. But now I embrace it. And so, whatever you are the person that someone needs. So, show up as your authentic self. Don't try to be anybody else, because I did that for so long. I tried to be, look like this person or talk like this person. I have a very monotone, soft voice, and I don't know how to change that. I can't change it. But I'm very passionate and excited. And so, I hope that you guys can feel that. But I can't be Steph Dunn, right? I can't be Ashley Mayfield, but I love them. And so we need all types. And so that's you. Like we need you. Somebody out there is going to have something happen in their life because you shared something with them, whether that be this business or not. It could be you sharing a smile. I used to be a Chiefs cheerleader, and I will never forget, we had a camp and it was terrible. They made us get up at like 3 in
hey, Chantel is frozen. This was not planned. Hopefully she'll be able to get back on soon.
Mom.
So something I'll share really quick until she like comes back on, and this is like not in the packet or anything like that. But as she's talking about like, like what your dream life would look like and things like that, and like if there was no limits, what would you write down and things like that. And like that made me thinking about something that I have, which is like a dream board. And maybe at some point we'll talk about that. But like I just put down things that I wanted to have that I was just dreaming because like Chantel, I stopped dreaming and I have like, owning land, a vacation home. Like I really want to have a vacation home, not just for my family, but that I can let my friends and family go to. Like I think it's so cool whenever somebody's like, oh, my cousin or my sister has a vacation house at the beach and we get to go stay in it for a week. Like I want to be able to do that for people. So that's like something too, and we can talk about that another time because Chantel's back on now. But that's something maybe start thinking about like a dream board and like what you could put on it and look at it every day. Chantel, I'm glad you're back. I just started talking while you were gone.
Wait, no, I love that you did that. Thank you so much. You guys, I don't know what happened. I feel like that was the devil. Like, what? This girl is like
Yeah, you
making
were
me.
like on a roll and it was like we're trying to
What was
stop.
I even saying? I don't remember what I was saying.
Well, I don't either remember either.
Oh, you know what? I was talking about we had to go, when I was the Chiefs cheerleader, we had a camp and we had to get up at sunrise and go to watch the sunrise at I don't even know that's not the point of the story though. While we finished that, we all got into the bus and our big thing that we had to know were football rules. And so they had us out there, if you could imagine, 36 women playing football, teaching us the different rules, whatever. And so we get back on the bus and our coach gets on the bus and she looks like she's just like in tears. And I'm going to try to say this without crying because that's going to be awkward. So she said that a gentleman had just came up to her and he was homeless and really just feeling like at the bottom of, life. And he had planned on committing suicide that day. And I guess he had seen us and we were, a bunch of grown women playing football, looking goofy, probably sounding goofy. And I guess that sparked some joy in him and made him remember that it's the simple things in life that are important. And he chose that day to not take his life. Went and shared with our coach when we were getting on the bus. He pulled her aside and told her. And so you really just don't ever know. It literally could be a smile. I really work really hard to share a compliment with everyone that I see. I don't know why, at Target, whatever. If I see someone with a nice dress, I love your dress. I love your smile. Your perfume's amazing. I just have gotten into the habit of it because of that day. That day changed me and how I see people and just watching my face and making sure that I smile. And so, um, what are some things, you guys, that you are dreaming of, if you don't mind sharing? Like, I know Lindsay said like having a vacation home to share with other people. I want that. I want a retreat home. Like, I want a home that I can decorate so that people can go there and just share time with each other. Um, whether it's a book club, for church, a team, I want a home that just people can go and just cultivate community, and just laugh and share moments together because I feel like that is so huge. Um, Teresa said, I want a family, children, whether it's adoption or biological. Yes. Amen. Buy dirt and make a home of our own and not have to pay for someone's home to rent. Absolutely, Kara. Buying my in-laws a brand new car. They have never had one. Oh, yeah. I could go on and on and on. Let me see if she's on here. She's going to be mad at me if I call her out. I don't see her. All right, I was going to call somebody out, but I don't see her on here. Is there anybody that wants to share something, or you've got something working really, really great? Financial freedom. I want to be able to help any way that I can. Yes, Jenny, I want to bring my husband home from his 9 to 5 and have a full-time family. I want a teepee in my field, healing and you guys, I cannot pronounce that word, but I know it. I know that word. A garden and cutting garden surrounding it. Oh, I want a wildflower cutting garden so bad. That is a huge goal of mine. If anyone felt anything that they want to share, we can wrap this up. We may have to finish the rest of this next month. Lindsay, do you have anything that you want to share? Anything that you're feeling? I love hearing you speak.
No, I mean, everything you said is so like good and like spot on. And I don't know, like maybe for some of you guys, if you're like newer, maybe you're not newer and you maybe like these kinds of things aren't usually your thing. And you're like, I don't know how to dream, or I never like thought of it like that. Like really try to like just close your eyes and like really try to think about if you could just have anything, what would it be? Because like once you do start dreaming and once you do start like believing that you can have those things and you start getting closer and closer, it almost just like is like a snowball effect and you just like can't stop. And like I said, like this would have never been something I would have done like before this business. Like I never thought, like I wasn't in a space that someone taught me to like do that. Like that was even something you talked about, you know? And it was almost like if you did talk about it, I was like, well, that's never gonna happen. But like I can tell you guys, like this dream board I have here is like my second one. Like I had a dream board and I literally did everything on it. I've been in this business now 11 years. I did everything on my first dream board. And it was hard for me for a while to think of like, what could I possibly want? Like I have all the things. But you know, it really, once I stop, I did think of new things. Like our lives are always changing. Like we always have different things coming up. And it's like, you know, my kids like now, it's so crazy because they always want to go on vacations. And like 2 years ago, we went to Alabama, like Orange Beach. Like my kids, like they brought home all this stuff from school. And I was like flipping through, like reading it. Every single one of my kids, like all three of my kids, like want to go back to Alabama because they want to go back to the beach. And it's kind of like, it makes me like my heart warm that they want to do that. But it also makes me a little bit sad because they all want to go there so bad because that's the only vacation like we've ever taken as a family. You know what I mean? Like they don't even know what else is out there and what the other options are for vacation. And to me, like that's something like I want to be able to do for them, like is take them on like yearly vacations and maybe even more than one and just like literally show them like you know what's out there. So we're always evolving, we're always thinking of things. And even if you're just like writing it down on a piece of notebook paper, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, you guys, but just like throughout the day or throughout your life, like I say your life, but as life is happening and you're like, man, like I wish I had that. Even if you just see people in passing, write that down because that's something that you know subconsciously you like. And so that kind of just gets your mind going. And I don't know, it just once you have that like why and like what you really want to work for, it's like so cool to like see it like kind of formulate and come into play, and you would do the thing, anything you could to make it happen.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I threw this Zoom information out to a lot of people at once because I told you guys at the beginning of this, I'm so done with just the mindset that I had. And I'm repeating this because one of my friends is going to say something right now. And I want her to hear this. So she and I have been in this for a long time together. And I just texted her and asked her if she would say something. And she is. And she always makes me cry and get all emotional and overwhelming. So you're going to be blessed by her words. But she knows, she's very spiritual like me. And I was sharing earlier on the Zoom that I stopped dreaming. And it wasn't until conference when I talked to Cindy and she reminded me, like, what if we would have stopped dreaming? You know, because when you achieve more than you ever thought you would achieve in life so quickly, you kind of feel guilty for dreaming more and wanting more. When in fact, when good people have good, when good people have abundance, they can do good things with it, right? And so there's nothing that I shouldn't have stopped dreaming. And so do not ever stop dreaming. That is the mistake. And I know Lindsay touched on that, but Rachel, would you mind sharing whatever you feel, whatever you're feeling, whatever's on your heart, just bless us with your presence.
Yes, of course. What an honor to be here. Okay. I got off my call and I was like, what? Chantel invited me to her call. It's pouring here. I don't know what is going on outside, but my poor little plants. So I had to go tell them to move my plants so that they don't die. I got some starter plants. So anyways, hi guys. It's an honor to be here. It's crazy that you guys are talking about dreaming and initially when you first hopped on talking about like people needing people, I was talking to my team about innovation tonight and how important it is for people to innovate and start to do the things that are on your heart and your mind. Because I'm sure there are innovative ways that you have thought about connecting with other people, but you just haven't done them because you're nervous or because you don't know what it looks like or you're fearing the outcome, and it's like you need to do it scared. And so we were talking about the different things that people could do to connect with people. And it's crazy, somebody just told me a story today about um how they don't do social media at all, and it was like that person, like how many people are you missing because you don't talk to people in real life, right? So anyway, so that's the sidebar, but dreaming, okay. And that's crazy. I loved reading through you guys' dreams. And I would even say, you know, Chantel, as much as you may not be dreaming as much as you were before, even if you weren't dreaming a little bit, how many lives would be impacted, right? And just thinking about the people that are on this call, but then far beyond that, because you impact people like me. And so you guys don't know who you impact. I will tell you that you have no idea the amount of people that you impact. And I know for myself personally that people are blessed by what I do. And I think once you accept that, you can accept the responsibility to keep going. And so a lot of times and I don't know how I can tell you guys this, but this business is not about you. Like it's literally not about you. It has nothing to do with you. You're just blessed by it. And once I grasped that, my whole life changed. My willingness to do stuff changed. My willingness to go through hard times, my willingness to stand firm, my willingness altogether just completely shifted. It's bedtime, but Chantel Lyons sent me a message about getting on her Zoom. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm getting on her Zoom. Are you nuts? Like you're crazy. I'm getting on her Zoom. You know, like other people be like, well, it's bedtime, send me kids to bed. Like, so what? My kids go to bed. First of all, today's the last day of school, so who cares? Like they'll go to bed when I get ready to put in bed. Like it's not that big of a deal. So I think my thing is like I don't know. I feel it is a personal thing. Like if God sent that to Chantel to send to me, then guess what? I'm supposed to be on here. And so I think we're minimizing our the capacity of what God placed inside of us. We minimize it, and I don't know why we minimize that. But I'm going to submit to you guys today to stop minimizing the dreams. I know at one point, and I'm going to tell you, you're around the wrong friends if you think your dreams are selfish. If you think your dreams are selfish, you have the wrong friends. Because being around other friends is what has transformed my team's lives. I'm telling you the story because I was listening to Lindsay talk about wanting to take her kids on more vacations. I remember that when the first time I took my son to Disney, it was just my son and my husband. So it was just us three before we had the rest of the kids. I have 4 kids. I have a 17, 6, 4, 2-year-old. And by the way, if you don't know who I am, sorry, I'm Rachel Wiggum. Been here 11 years next month. Sorry if you have no idea who I'm like, who is this girl talking? I'm sorry. But I remember the first time we took him to Disney. It was amazing. Like we stayed on the property. We got the meal plans, the whole shindig, right? The next time we went to Disney is when Zayden was a baby. So my second child, he was a baby. This time I went with Cammie Pentecost. Okay. And let me tell y'all, I am the one who told Cammie about how we were going to go because Sherry Lynn did it. Okay. So Sherry Lynn did a private tour with her family. And I'm like, okay, let's see what that's like. So I'm like, I want to take my kids to Disney and do a private tour. And I have an amazing Disney guy. And so I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm taking my kids to. Do you guys know that we have done 3 private tours since then? 3 private tours. What does that mean? That means they take you through the back door. Okay. Like they literally take you to the back door. They take you to the front of every single line. Some rides you go up a back way to the front of the ride. They give you snacks. It's phenomenal. Like it's literally nuts. Nothing that it's like the VIP treatment on a whole nother level. And I would have never in a million years thought about having a private tour at Disney if it was not for the circle that I was attached to. So now I'm not just thinking about vacating with my family, but I'm thinking about taking their vacations to the next level. And as I'm pressing towards that, so many lives are changed, y'all. Like so many lives are changed. So now, and it's so crazy that, and it's just, God is so faithful, okay? He's faithful. Stop putting limits on him. I saw somebody said they want to buy their in-laws a car. Well, my husband and I, we come from single family homes. And so we were able to buy both our mom's cars and they're paid in full, okay? Like to be able to bless them, there is no limit in terms of what this business can do, guys. It's no limit. I'm telling you, if you have a cap on it, it's because you're not around the right people. You're not around the right people. I remember the first time that I'll tell you this, and I'm gonna leave it at this. I wanted to go to the island so bad, and I'm talking about Markham Island, okay, the Pentecost Island. I wanted to go so bad, guys. I remember, so I wanted to go Black Diamond, so I could go to the island, get my $100,000 bonus. Like I wanted to go, and I was like, God, I want to go. And y'all, I got invited to Pentecost Island and I did not earn it. But I can't say I didn't earn it because God made a way. So clearly I was supposed to be there. But I remember telling my husband and Cammie, I told both of them, I said, I think I might sit this one out because I didn't earn it. Like, I was like, I'm going to earn the island. My husband is like, are you freaking nuts? Like, we're going to the island. Like, you're nuts. But it was like, no, like God presented the opportunity. But would I ever even be able to be in a position to go to an island if I wasn't around the right people? No. And so I'm not saying to negate the people that you're around right now, but I'm going to tell you that 9 times out of 10, your team is only going to dream as big as you dream. And you're going to only dream as big as the people you're around. I want to be around the people who dreams crazy dreams. I mean, the stuff that doesn't even make sense. Like, I want to be around the people who talk about having a freaking elephant. Like, why would you want an elephant? Like, who wants an elephant? Who does that? Like, those are the type of people that I want to be around. And then, believe it or not, people that I'm around, they actually get the things that they want. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the people I'm around actually get the things that they want. And so whatever dreams and visions and things that you have, you need to say them. You need to say them. Like say them, put it out there. And it doesn't matter how long it takes to get them. You just have to believe that it'll happen and you're halfway there. And I know that sounds so cliche, but if you believe it, you'll work as if it's already done. You'll work as if it's already done. And so I'm grateful for people who continue to dream. And when I think about my dreams, we could sit here and have a whole Zoom about dreams because it's literally the ammunition to keep going to the next level. And even if the dreams don't come to pass as fast as you want them to, that doesn't mean that they won't manifest in a different way. Because God can do anything, for sure. But I'm just grateful to be here. Let's keep dreaming.
That just like knocked my socks off, Rachel. You reminded me, I know you know this sermon, Crazy Faith. I need to share
What's
that.
so funny is I was actually going to pull that sermon back out. So I'm glad you said that because I need people to have crazy faith this month. I really do. I don't care what it looks like. And this is what I'm telling my team. Like, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what the circumstances are. When you determine that you're going to have the crazy faith, you start doing crazy things and you can trust the craziness inside of you. And I think so many people stop the craziness because it feels uncomfortable, or they stop the craziness because other people look at them crazy, or they stop the craziness because they think they've gone too far. Believe me, you have not gone too far. So that's so funny you said that because I was just thinking about that sermon too.
All right. So here's the call to action. Your crazy faith. What does your crazy faith look like? Rachel, I didn't know that you could get private tours. I thought you had to be a celebrity. So that is
yes,
my
girl.
that's a new dream I've got now. Had
It's the
no
bomb.
idea.
It's really not that bad either. People think it's like overly expensive. It's not that bad.
I'm putting that on my, yeah, you just made me have another dream. And the crazy thing is, I met Rachel on a cruise. We were treated like royalty. I mean, it was just the things that this business has taught me, the things that it has taught me. Not that I think that I'm better than anybody, because that is not it. Every single one of you can have anything Rachel and I have ever achieved as ambassadors and then some. And I want that for you. Like, so I think that that could be our call to action. We've got how many months until green carpet? September is green carpet. April is our next conference. So what are the crazy faith things? Like, what is your crazy faith putting on your heart to get done? And what are you willing to do to make sure that that happens? Get yourself those small wins, but also put Disney, buying your family cars. There are no limits. The only limits that we put on ourselves are from us. So everything is right here. You have to have the belief, you have to have the confidence. It doesn't matter how much work you put into this business. If you don't believe in yourself and your abilities and all the goodness God's calling you to do, it's a waste. And you are missing out on not only changing your and your family's life, but somebody out there is waiting for you. They're waiting for your crazy faith to change theirs. And you're holding back maybe the thing that keeps them from achieving all the things that they want to do in their life. It's one moment, one look, one blitz is what we used to call it. I don't know what we call it now, but man, Rachel, crazy faith. I'm going to hashtag that. That is going to be my call to action every time. And I'm going to share that with you guys, whoever I shared all these Zooms with. It's not about me. It's not even about just my team. I want us as a company to win. I want to be the leader that starts this fire. Like, let's be the spark, you guys. Every one of us, we're the sparks. Let's start the fire. Let's put this business and this company on fire, full throttle, all of us going to the top together, nobody left behind. If you want it, we have the systems, we have everything in place. You just have to do the work. Keep it simple, don't overthink it. But crazy faith, that is going to be, everything is going to revolve around crazy faith, Rachel. I got to go listen to
That's so good. I wanted to interject you real quick about the
Jet.
cruise, guys. So the cruise was like freaking phenomenal, and it was my first experience like being in a VIP setting. And when I just talked about iron sharpening iron, the table that they put my husband and I at, I mean, we're young, like 27, because that's young, like 26, 27. And it was the first time we hit the top 150, and being at that table and the willingness for Chantel and the other people who were sitting there to give us their knowledge, y'all fight to be in the room. That's what I'm going to tell you guys. Fight to be in a room. You don't have to like it. And here's my thing. I'm going to say fight to be in the room, but I'm going to also tell you that I'm charging corporate to make more rooms. So if you start to put yourself in position where you begin to start fighting, when the rooms become available, you'll be able to get in them. Okay.
Ooh,
So that is it was a blessing for me. It blessed my husband and I like never before. And when we left that cruise, we felt like people got it. Like we were in the midst of other people who understand and we're not crazy. Or maybe we are, but we're all crazy together.
crazy faith. It's because we have crazy faith, though.
Yes.
I mean, that was powerful. Yeah. And also keep in mind, I always feel like people think that we're all so different. Like every one of us, we all have the same. We're all the same. There's nothing different about Rachel or I. We've just been in longer and we've just learned more things. And we've just gotten a little bit more, I guess, wiser. But at the end of the day, I feel like, I mean, Rachel, you are just such a constant for me, such a constant. Even tonight, when you text me, it blessed me. She texted me tonight and said, "Hey, when are we going to start Zooming every week? We got some stuff to accomplish. We got some goals to hit." Like God, I didn't know you were going to text me. Like God is doing something, you guys. So if you are on an island, John said this on our ambassador Zoom last week, it's because you're choosing to be on an island by yourself. Stay close to the fire. stay connected to whomever. Like, it doesn't matter who your upline, downline, side, it doesn't even matter what your team's doing. If you are hot and you are ready to change your life, change your business, you have all the tools you need. You do not need anybody helping you or telling you what to do. All you need is yourself, a positive attitude, and crazy faith. Crazy faith. So yeah, I'm so excited. All right, you guys, we will end this. I do want to share this though. My son, for the first time, posted in his stories on his own. Look at that. And it's not even what he posted, it's what he said. Is anyone interested in a remote job opportunity? I did not give him any of the script. He's doing this all on his own. My mom has been in business with It Works for the last 12 years, making money on social media with health and wellness products. And my sister and I have been very blessed, and she's a huge reason why. Her passion is to just help others do the same thing that she's done. And we like put this little before and after. I mean, you guys, crazy faith. I have never talked to this child about wanting to build a business, never have encouraged him. He seriously on his own is just like, I want to do it. I want to do what you're doing. Teach me what to do. I want to bless other people. And so, you guys, I am praying for abundance, an amazing week for you. Crazy faith. I will get, who is I know you know the name, Rachel. Who's the gentleman that did
Yeah,
that?
Pastor Mike Todd. So as your son is starting to come up, because my son turns 18 in September, and he's going to be joining the business as well. So encourage him so that my son can eventually get on his Zoom.
And it's a whole new strategy, you guys. Like, I'm having to think
Yeah.
outside the box, because I told my son, it's him, all his football friends from college in St. Louis. So I'm going to start doing monthly team meetings in St. Louis with all this new team. So my husband's going to be, he doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be doing Zooms with me, because I think that we don't look at the men, and it's health and wellness products. I had a meeting with my nephew who's 23 last week on his own, reached out to me, wanting to talk about the business, met for 3 hours. And he's like, I'm doing this. Like, I'm doing this. So they're tapping into this whole network of young, early 20 somethings. And I don't know how to do this. I have never worked with a bunch of young men, but I'm going to figure it out along the way, because I've got crazy faith, right? And somebody is going to take off, and hopefully it's multiple people, and their life will be changed because my son took it upon himself to say, I want to do this. And my nephew, right? And Jessica, who signed up after I went to conference and was like, yeah, I want to do this. So it is a ripple effect, you guys, but it starts with you. It literally starts with you. You're the spark that will start a fire that will change not just your life, but a lot of lives. And so I love you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to get on. I'm so excited. And I'll be back here next week at 8 if you guys want to hop on. Have a great week, you guys. Bye. Love you.